Original Medicare is insurance. It will take care of you inpatient and outpatient, but at these risks. So when looking how to fill in the gaps, if you want to stay with Original Medicare, this is again one of the two options of keeping your insurance. There are what is known as a Medigap policy or a Medicare supplement insurance policy. And you might say, well, what is a Medigap policy? Both the word Medigap policy, also called Medicare supplement insurance, is private insurance that is designed to actually fill in the gaps or supplement your Original Medicare, hence the names. Pretty much, Medicare is going to pay what we just talked about, and depending upon your plan, if you go the Medicare supplement route, it's going to fill in the gaps such as the co-payments, the co-insurance, the deductibles. When you have Original Medicare and a Medicare supplement, Medicare is going to pay its share. Your Medigap policy is going to pick up the rest set to its policy limits. Now, do note that you do have those two options, Original Medicare or a Medicare Advantage plan when getting your insurance, and a Medigap policy is not a Medicare Advantage plan. Those are Original Medicare and a Medicare Advantage plan are your two ways to obtain Medicare benefits. When you stay with Original Medicare and get a supplement, you are supplementing Original Medicare. And Medicare does not pay any cost for you to get a Medigap policy. This is something that you're reaching out and purchasing yourself for extra protection. Very important note, in my opinion, to know about Medicare supplements or Medigap plans is that every Medigap policy must follow federal and state laws designed to protect you, and the policy must be clearly identified as a Medicare supplement insurance. Medigap insurance companies in most states, other than Massachusetts, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, they're labeled a little bit different there, can only sell you a standardized Medigap policy identified by the letters A through N. Each standardized Medigap policy must offer the same basic benefits no matter which insurance company sells it. Cost is usually the only difference between Medigap policies with the same letter sold by different insurance companies. So kind of put this paragraph in a little bit simpler terms here. If you go the Medicare supplement route, you're going to have your choice of plan Medicare supplement plan A all the way to plan N, which we'll look at. When you choose a plan, and you'll note that here in a second and see why, plan F is going to be the most popular plan. And what this paragraph is telling you here is no matter if you go through ABC Insurance Company or XYZ Insurance Company, when it comes to the benefits provided by plan F, those are exactly the same. Cost is going to be different, and there's many factors which we'll get into that will decide the cost for certain insurance companies. But how do you know which Medicare supplement plan is right for you? Well, here's a standardized chart. Looks like a lot of information. It is a lot of information, but actually not hard to read once you understand what your risks are with Original Medicare. As you can see, you have your plans A all the way to N, and over on your left hand side in the gray area you'll notice where the title is Medigap benefits. I actually like to think of this as what Original Medicare doesn't pay for. So when it does say Medicare Part A coinsurance and hospital costs up to an additional 365 days after Medicare benefits are used up, they're talking about those daily coinsurance payments of days 61 through 90 or your lifetime reserve days that we talked about. Well, what you see here is there's a check mark under every single plan option available, meaning that if you have a Medigap policy with your Original Medicare, you don't have to worry about how many days you're in the hospital or, oh, I need to be discharged because I'm here for the 59th day. That worry goes away. Medicare Part B coinsurance or copayment, the second line item there, that's the 80-20 that we talked about on your outpatient. You can see most plans are going to pick up that 20%. Some plans pick up a percentage of. And so following the check marks on the chart, as well as understanding which line item that they're talking about, can help you decide which plan is right for you. Now there's one line line item that I do want to stress here, and it's the second to the bottom, the Medicare Part B excess charge. You can see that Plan F and Plan G are the only two plans that pick this charge up. These are the only two plans that someone like myself, any other agent, or any other insurance company can guarantee you what your out-of-pocket out-of-pocket risk would be when dealing with medically necessary or Medicare approved charges. Excess charges are, by law, doctor, hospital can charge up to 15% more than Medicare's approved rates. Doesn't mean that they will. They might have contracts that are higher than Medicare's approved rates, also known as Medicare assignment. But Plan F and G takes that worry away. That's as simple as I can make it, to where those plans, you're purchasing that extra coverage to know that if there are charges a little bit higher than Medicare's approved rates, they are covered. So following the check marks, understanding, okay, hey, I don't want any risk. Which plan would I need? Well, follow the check marks. And as stated earlier, you can see why F is the most popular of all. It has a check mark on everything. I like to call F the convenience factor plan. And the reason for it is you conveniently pay a monthly premium, and that should be it when it comes to Medicare approved charges. So it picks up all the deductibles, it picks up all the co-insurance, the co-pays that are left over by just having original Medicare. Now, this might be too much coverage for you. It might be too expensive of a plan for you. Do you have to take a Plan F? No. This is insurance that you're purchasing for yourself. If you were to start to stair-step down, just start following where the check marks aren't. And so a good option to step down from an F would be to go to a G, to where you see one box is not checked, which is the Medicare Part B deductible. So that's that annual outpatient deductible, and for 2012 it's the $140 deductible. Again, as you stair-step down, you can go all the way to, and if you'll look up by the letter F, you see an asterisk, and there's also what is known as a high deductible Plan F. And if you choose this option, you're going to pay Medicare covered cost up to the deductible amount of $2,070 for the year of 2012. A little bit different, again, than what most people are used to. Most people see the word deductible and think, hey, I got to meet it all before my insurance kicks in. Remember, this is a supplement to Medicare, or a Medicare supplement. So Medicare is going to pay its portions, going back to where we looked at how Medicare pays and what your risks are, no matter if you have a supplement or not. Well, if you have a high deductible Plan F and you meet that $1,156 Part A deductible, or the 20% of some charges on outpatient services, that's the portion you're going to pay that would be applied to the $2,070 deductible. If and when that's ever met in a calendar year, you would have the 100% coverage like a regular Plan F. So actually up to about 11 options here that you can look and choose from. And when it comes to getting quotes, just give us a call. We'll help you narrow down and explain a little bit more in detail. But before we leave Medicare supplements, in my opinion, some important notes to know. Medicare supplements, a lot of people like choosing this route with original Medicare because they're not restricted to only seeing doctors, healthcare providers, or hospitals in a certain network. When dealing with a Medicare supplement and original Medicare, again, it's a supplement to Medicare. So if your doctor, healthcare provider, or hospital accepts Medicare, it's going to accept your supplement no matter which insurance company you choose. And that's actually nationwide. You can travel with this insurance is a good way to explain it. When's the best time to purchase a Medicare supplement? If you are about to age into Medicare, this is it. This is what is known as the open enrollment period, which is 6 months prior to your Part B effective date. This is the time that you answer no health questions, you pick a company, you pick a plan, and your coverage cannot be denied. As you get into having a Medicare supplement and get into understanding Medicare and having this as your insurance, you're going to get to know a time of year called the annual election period. Right now it sits at from October 15th through December 8th. This is the time of year when you change your Medicare Advantage and or your Part D prescription drug program for the following year. Medicare supplements, and most people think they have to wait till this time, can actually be changed year round. You pay month to month. You're not locked into a contract. This is a supplement insurance to Medicare that you've purchased, and you can change again year round. Difference being, though, if you look to change 6 months after your Medicare Part B became effective, you will need to answer health questions, and each company underwrites a different way. For more information on that, do give us a call and we'll help explain the different options available there. Now that you know that a Medicare supplement or a Medigap plan is standardized and there's no difference in basic benefits per lettered plan, know your insurance company. If an F's an F, well, who do you get it through? Well, there's different things, not just your cost. Now, cost can play a big factor in this. You don't want to overpay for insurance if you can get it through a good company at a lower rate, but don't just shop price. Understand financial ratings, complaint ratios, how they rate their premiums, attained age, issued age, community rated, and how those work. Trend factors. How long has the company been around? What do their rate increases look like over the past few years? This is stuff that if you're dealing with a good agency or an agent, they're going to be able to answer these questions and explain how these things work. So hopefully get you narrowed down to the company that's going to work the best for you in your area. Also know that using an agent and getting a Medicare supplement through an agent does not cost any more than if you went directly through the company. A lot of you turning 65 are going to get applications in the mail from some pretty highly known insurance companies that we represent too. And no matter if you send in that application yourself or if you were to call on an agent to help explain a little bit more and send in that same application through us, it doesn't cost you anymore. But what you've gained is an agent on your side, somebody that you can call upon, help you out through any changes that might need to occur in the future. And so we strongly suggest reaching out, if not to us, to somebody.